All right, you guys, I just want to give you a quick update. I put out a video a couple days ago talking about how Silent Hill 2 didn't look that good on PSSR, and it appears today that they've actually had an update pushed out, and now they have switched away from PSR. They are using TSR. So we're going to take a look at that in the settings really quickly. We're going to be in performance mode, so let's get into the game. We're going to start right from the beginning like we did in the last video, and we're going to see if this looks any better. I'm very interested to see if it does or not. I'm hearing it does, but we're going to take a look for ourselves right here. We're going to go ahead and skip the cinematic sequence here, and we're going to get right into the beginning areas of the game because you could actually see this stuff right away once you boot up the game. So obviously, we're still getting 60 frames, but as I start to look down here at some of these puddle reflections, we do not have as much noise on the outer edges of the puddles. There's just a tiny little bit there still, but it is not as bad. Let's go look over here. Yeah. Very little, very little. You can even see a little bit of flickering in the light of the puddle right there, and that big puddle. There's just a tiny bit of flickering, but it is not as bad because what was happening in the previous version is that there was a lot of noise on the outside edges of these puddles. So as it stands now, it looks like we have just a tiny bit in the middle based on the reflection. So if I kind of move the camera like this, we don't see as much noise. Now, if we look up the street, there's a tiny bit still, but it is not as bad as it was initially. If we look here up the street, there's very little on the outer edges of the road. This may or may not show very well based on the compression that happens when I upload the video. So I'm just going to talk you through it. Maybe you don't see it as bad on the upload. But as you can see here, overall, it's a much better image. There's no flickering or noise happening in the trees. So this is a better solution, but it still doesn't look as good as it would on PC. On PC, you don't see any of that flickering. And then, of course, because you have a more powerful graphics card, the puddles and the ray reflections look a lot better. But as far as console goes, and as far as what we were seeing previously, this is a big improvement. Very much so. Let's take a look over here. Yeah, that's a really solid image in that little puddle there right next to the van. There's practically no noise there. Zero, as a matter of fact. Now let's just take a look at this in quality mode because it's worthwhile talking about. Now in quality mode, you get kind of like better ray reflections. Like I can see the handles and the window of the van in the water, and it's not very noisy. It's pretty acceptable. Let's go back to performance mode here. Yeah, so you can see the window reflection in the van, but it's pretty muddy. And you can't see the handles as well. So, but that's to be expected in performance mode, right? You're giving up ray reflections for performance. So, I think this is pretty solid. I think it's a much improved image, a much improved experience, and if I was going to play this game on console, I'd be happy to do it actually. So we still have some of the kind of the fuzziness happening around the outer edges of the hair. You may not see that as much as you would in person when with the compression that's going to happen on YouTube, but it's worth mentioning. If you fire up the game, if you look really closely, you'll see. Ooh, there's kind of a little bit of ghosting still when you're panning around. Yeah, just a little bit. It's not as bad as it was. So yeah, I thought I'd just bring you guys this quick little update. They're just using a different version of upsampling now. So this is no longer PSSR. This is TSR. So um, at least they're doing what they can to bring us a more stable image. And as far as console gaming goes, I think it's acceptable, as someone who's just looking for a good experience. So anyways, that's all we have for you. I don't want to keep rambling. We're going to keep this one short, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.